Should we start? हम ठीक 2 मिनट में स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं और पहले प्रेजेंटर रहेंगे हमारे डॉक्टर बलराम सिंह जी। 2 मिनट बाद स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं। बलराम जी, आपसे शुरुआत करेंगे। मैं पहुंच चुकी हूँ।
जो आप होस्ट हैं, है ना, वो आप होस्ट बना पाएंगे। ठीक है
दिनेश जी, दोबारा बोलें जी।
अब आप होस्ट हैं, आप बोलने वालों को होस्ट बना पाएंगे ना, म्यूट अनम्यूट आप कर पाएंगे। ठीक है, मेरी आवाज आ रही है आपको? किशोर जी, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
ये आपकी आवाज आ रही है?
आ रही है?
आपकी आ रही है आवाज, लेकिन थोड़ा सा कट रही है, ब्रेक हो रही है। मेरी आवाज ऑडिबल है आपको?
ठीक है, जा रहा हूँ, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। आप
दिनेश जी, स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं हम।
कर लो भैया, कर लो
जी, नमस्कार आप सभी को। इस नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस क्वालिटी एनहांसमेंट इन द इंडियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम, द रोल ऑफ NEP 2020 में आपका स्वागत है। वेलकम टू नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस। आई वेलकम वन एंड ऑल प्रेजेंट हियर on this online platform. It's an honor and a great pleasure to welcome the teacher fraternity from all over India. Thank you so much for being with us. इस कॉन्फ्रेंस को करने का उद्देश्य यह है कि बहुत सारे विचार, बहुत सारी व्यवस्थाएं अपने हिसाब से देश को बनाने की कोशिश करती हैं, वो चाहे साम्राज्यवाद हो, चाहे मार्क्सवाद हो, चाहे राष्ट्रवाद हो या कोई अन्य विचारधारा हो। लेकिन हमें जो बनाने की जरूरत है वो देश के हिसाब से व्यवस्था बनाने की जरूरत है, ना कि विचार और व्यवस्था के हिसाब से देश को बनाने की जरूरत है। और न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में को बनाते हुए इसकी इंटेंशन, इसकी मूल आत्मा पर इसी पर जोर दिया गया कि भारत के हिसाब से हम शिक्षा व्यवस्था को स्थापित करें। और आज सुबह से विभिन्न विद्वान साथियों के साथ जब भी डिस्कशन हुआ तो सभी ने इस राष्ट्रीय चेतना के हिसाब से, इस भारतीय चेतना के हिसाब से इस पॉलिसी को एग्जीक्यूट करने की बात कही, जो बहुत ही उल्लेखनीय है हमारे लिए। सबसे बड़ी बात थी कि जो पॉलिसी मेकर्स हैं वो खुद जो इसको इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहे हैं और जो इसका पार्ट हैं वो स्वयं इसके प्रतिभागी थे, इसके सम्मानित सदस्य रहे। तो उन्होंने अपने बिल्कुल मौलिक तत्वों के साथ हमें अवगत कराया और निसंदेह उससे सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स को लाभ हुआ होगा। मैं दोबारा से आप सभी का स्वागत कर रहा हूं। सबसे पहले मैं अपना स्वागत करता हूं हमारी पैट्रन और इस कार्यक्रम की, इस राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी की संरक्षिका प्रोफेसर दिव्यानाथ जी का, अपने सभी जो ऑर्गेनाइजिंग टीम है, सभी कन्वीनर्स और जितने भी महाविद्यालय परिवार के साथी हैं उन सबका स्वागत। देश से जितने भी लोग, विभिन्न प्रदेशों से जो जुड़े हैं, चाहे वो शोधार्थी हैं चाहे शिक्षक हैं, उन सबका स्वागत करता हूं। और मैं सीधे अब समय ना लेते हुए सीधे प्रेजेंटर को आमंत्रित कर रहा हूं कि अपना पेपर प्रेजेंट करें और इसकी शुरुआत हम कर रहे हैं डॉक्टर बलराम सिंह जी से। बलराम जी, आप अपना रिसर्च पेपर प्रस्तुत करें। बलराम जी।
थैंक यू सर। आवाज जा रही सर?
बिल्कुल आ रही है, एकदम अच्छी आ रही है।
थैंक यू सर। गुड आफ्टरनून ऑल ऑफ यू, रिस्पेक्टेड चेयरपर्सन एंड को चेयरपर्सन, माई सेल्फ बलराम सिंह, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर बीएड डिपार्टमेंट, गवर्नमेंट पीजी कॉलेज हरदोई. I want to share a research paper on topic digital learning technology, higher education, transforming pedagogical style. This article shows efficiency of digital technologies in higher education sector, how efficient is the adaptation of digital technologies and digital tool are transforming the pedagogical style. Entirely to some function, technology and digital tools cannot survive in higher education industry if they are not mixed together in simple way. Transforming education with digital means using teacher support. The education sector's utilization to digital technologies in this sphere is incomplete unless the digital education tools and teachers' contribution towards the students' learning and development capacities are not determined. Education and learning have been significantly impacted by ICT. The aim of article to explain in order to better understand how students utilize ICT in the classroom or in higher education system. And addition aim is to study based on students' attitudes and appreciation to utilize ICT for digital learning. Their fundamental computer abilities, media related skills, WBS, and adoption to digital learning technologies by surveying students. BCS media related abilities and WBS all have to stand influence on perceived usefulness and perceived easy to use. According to the research, various models which was based on research had successful in describing student attitudes and intentions about using ICT for digital learning. The article deals with the concern that the adaptation of digital technologies in educational spheres in changing the pedagogical style or it hardly affects it. Researchers of various authors in past have been taken into consideration in the literature. In fact, that the adaptation of digital technologies in education has changes the pedagogical styles. The articles engage to the sector by outlining some of theoretical aspects as well as offers the recommended suggestion for efficiently integrating digital technologies into teaching and learning, which causes no concern about the pedagogical style of teaching. The higher education to have professionals who are well versed in the field of digital economic as well as education. अब हम फाइंडिंग सर शेयर करना चाह रहे हैं या सजेशंस. और ICT tools used during learning process established a starting point for ICT learner of each student and integrate formative evaluation into key learning area like literacy and numeracy in primary schools. Planning for progress in ICT learning progress in the learning curriculum of the Australian curriculum, evidence based on ICT learning along with the subject learning. These ICT tools for learning are affordable. You probably have them in your classroom or school already. They are generic. This means that they are widely available and commonly used by both students and teachers. Content free. This type of software challenging children is controlled to technology. The ICT become a tool for learning in a variety of different way and the demands. Develop student ICT capability and ICT literacy. This is amplified when you support and learning in key learning areas. Advantage of ICT: cost effective, automation, bridging the cultural divided, creating of new jobs, educational resources for teachers, upgraded classrooms. ICT in education promoted student engagement and knowledge. ICT promote e-learning or online learning. Conclusion पे बात करते हैं. The digital technology in education does impact the pedagogical style as the tutor or teacher in compelled to constantly change the various new technologies and adopt to them accordingly. ICT tools for teaching and learning cover everything from digital infrastructure such as printer, computer, laptop, tablet, etc. to software tools such as Google Meet, Google Spreadsheet, etc. Further adaptation of digital technologies is a costly affair. Not every educational institution is in the financial capacity to adopt it as technology keeps changing and upgradation of the digital tools and device is mandatory to facilitate new generation softwares. And
thank you, Balramji. Thank you. I would like to request you that we can take question and answer just after the all presentation. So please remain with us, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I would like to request Dr. Sandhya Chaudhary ji to present her paper. Dr. Sandhya Chaudhary.
Yes, sir. सर इसमें शेयर स्क्रीन शेयर करने का ऑप्शन नहीं आ रहा है.
बिल्कुल, मैंने आपको कोहोस्ट दिया हुआ है, आप चाहें तो कर सकते हैं. बिल्कुल आप कर सकते हैं. प्लीज माइंड द टाइम. समय का ध्यान रखिएगा. रिक्वेस्ट है आपसे, प्लीज.
स्क्रीन शो हो रही है सर?
यस, बिल्कुल हो रही है मैम.
Myself, Dr. Sandhya Chaudhary, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry and Analysis, College School. The topic of my presentation is photoelectrochemical study of zinc oxide trisensitized high band gap semiconductor electrodes. So,
yes, ma'am.
Dye-sensitized PC cells. Basically, it's a system of, this system is based on 3 electrode system, and it is a single step system to convert light energy into electricity. Here we choose some N-type semiconductor electrodes such as zinc oxide and titanium oxide. In this system, the operation is based on the photo injection of electrons molecule into the conduction band of the semiconductor and holes transferred to a redox mediator. The photo-injected electrons can reach the external circuit through the semiconductor network, whereas the hole in the form of oxidized ion transferred to an electrode.
Yes, just a minute.
Counter electrode.
Sandhya ji, your paper is really good, must be a good paper, but it is not related to our theme, because you are reading a paper on the light energy to the electric energy. So it is not suitable for our particular theme.
Okay.
Please.
Actually, मैंने other branch choose की थी जब registration किया था तो.
Okay, but it should be remain in the theme, in the broad theme too. Please, ma'am.
Oh.
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And Dr. Suresh Kumar. Dr. Suresh Kumar. डॉक्टर सुरेश कुमार मौजूद हैं? जी,
मेरी आवाज सुन पा रहे हैं सभी लोग?
जी, सुन पा रहे हैं, प्लीज।
सभी को सादर नमस्कार, प्रणाम, गुड आफ्टरनून। मैं डॉक्टर सुरेश कुमार सिंह, राजकीय महाविद्यालय फतेहाबाद। और अपनी बात को कहने से पहले बस थोड़ा सा मेरा अनुरोध ये रहा कि जिस इन्वेस्टमेंट, क्वालिटी इन्वेस्टमेंट को लेकर के हमने आज इतनी बड़ी प्रोग्राम में प्रतिभागिता की है और उसमें हम लोग सुबह से जुड़ने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, शायद ये कहीं ना कहीं हमारी कमी रही होगी या हम आपके पास तक फिजिकली नहीं पहुंच पाए और हमने ऑनलाइन मोड को ऑप्ट किया। लेकिन वेरी सॉरी, मुझे अच्छा फील नहीं हो रहा है कि मैं लगातार 9:30 बजे से कनेक्टिविटी के साथ आपके साथ जुड़ा हुआ हूं, लेकिन सिवाय स्क्रीन पे वीडियो के अलावा ऑडियो कहीं मुझे अभी तक, मतलब 2 बजे इस सेशन से पहले नहीं मिल पाया। शायद यथार्थ में क्वालिटी इन्वेस्टमेंट की हमें बहुत आवश्यकता है। मैं भी
आपकी बात बिल्कुल सही है, हम इससे एग्री करते हैं। कुछ टेक्नोलॉजिकल दिक्कत थी, बिल्कुल आपकी बात जायज है।
मैं भी गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज में ही हूँ, सारी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर से अच्छी तरह वाकिफ हूँ, तो लेकिन जो आप लोगों का मैंने आज देखा, काफी अच्छा ऑर्गेनाइज किया, जो दिखाई दे रहा था, और शायद लगा कि कुछ हमने मिस किया है, वहां पहुंचना चाहिए था।
नहीं सर, बहुत बिल्कुल आप सही कह रहे हैं। तकनीकी कारणों से हम उतना लाइव पर आपको वॉइस नहीं पहुंचा पाए, वो रियली हमारी पार्ट पर एक दिक्कत है। वी आर ट्राइंग हार्ड टू बी मोर एंड मोर एफिशिएंट।
सर कोई नहीं, हम लोग भी इसी सिस्टम में है, और हम भी, हमारे लायक कोई बात हो तो हमें बताइएगा, हम भी तैयार रहेंगे हमेशा। लेकिन इतना जरूर है सर कि 2 बजे आपने ऑनलाइन प्रेजेंटर्स के जो, और ये अब जो वॉइस अवेलेबल कराई है, यदि उसी समय से कर पाते, शायद हम जिस चीज से वंचित हुए हैं कि हम स्पीकर्स को नहीं सुन पाए सुबह से, या आपके जो है सारे प्रोग्राम के हम हर क्षण के अभिभूत होना चाहते थे, शायद उससे वंचित हो गए। आज
कोशिश होगी लाइव स्ट्रीम तो नहीं कर पाए उतना अच्छा, लेकिन हम उसकी रिकॉर्डिंग जरूर अपलोड कर पाएंगे। सो
जी चलिए, हम
पेपर पर आए
और
पेपर पर आए प्लीज।
जी ओके, again I want to express my heartfelt thanks to the organizers and very congratulate कुमारी मायावती गवर्नमेंट पीजी कॉलेज बादलपुर में आज ऑर्गेनाइज्ड नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस क्वालिटी एनहांसमेंट इन द इंडियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम, particularly role of NEP-2020. I want to express my view on education, on learning system in our country, a journey from the ancient to the recent modern era of digital science technology. There are only three words: Bharat, Sanskriti, and Sanskrit. These 3 words are not just words, but these are the feelings, these are the expressions of every Indian for the preservation and promotion of our culture, knowledge, tradition systems is absolutely essential. Therefore, in the national education policy that is named as NEP-2020, also emphasis has been laid to the adapting Sanskrit in the mechanism of life at all levels of education sector. Keeping this relevant theme, therefore, by the studying Sanskrit, student will not have not only be proud of their past and move toward the balanced behavior in the present, but they will also be very energetic, knowledgeable for the future platform. Our ancient education system focused on all-round development of the individual and emphasized values like humanities, truthfulness, discipline, self-reliance, and respect for everyone, and moral duties and moral education. The nature of education in India is based on practical achievements, and it should be helpful to everybody or daily life of everyone. Thus, it is to be noted that the NEP 2020 has not only recognized the glorious past of ancient India, but also the ideas and works on ancient Indian scholars like Charak, Susrut, Aryabhat, Gargi. They are the part of the present syllabus. It is the very imperative make our education system inclusive the changing social environment and Indian values. This system cannot run without taking Indian ancient knowledge tradition. Because on one hand, we are in the era of modernity, while we are forgetting the knowledge tradition inherent to our culture. In this blind, we have been in some position. It is said to be Upanishad that if one who shows the way of blind to blind, how can the goal to achieve? With the aim of promoting Indian languages or Indian system, particularly, I want to express my views on Sanskrit in the Education Policy 2020. There are some points that should be focused. Number one, it should be linked with art and culture. Number, Indian languages, and we have received their attention and care as our country lost just over 220 languages in the last 50 years. Furthermore, even those languages in India are not officially as such endangered list, such as 22 languages of English schedule in the Constitution of India. We are facing serious difficulties on several fronts. Teaching, learning tools, Indian languages needs to be integrated with the schools and higher education system at every level from initial to the higher levels. In addition, various measures, there is acute shortage of skilled language teachers in India. Language learning should also be reformed as to be more experimental and to focus on the ability of the communications and the skills to interact in the languages, literatures, and vocabulary, grammar. Languages should not be more conversation for teaching and learning at the part of every step. Several steps should be initiative taken by the government in NEP to promote the languages, arts, cultures among school children with greater emphasis on music, art, craft at all levels of schools. Every implementation of 3 language formulas to promote the multidimensional teaching learning tools at the general levels of language where possible. Conduct more experimental languages learning, reconstructions of the systems. India will immediately expand the translation and integration of efforts to make high quality that is focused on teaching material. That is very important, how to retain, how to spoke, or how to understand. We have to expand expand our institutions, universities to study all classical languages and literatures, particularly Sanskrit. Efforts will be made with renewed vigor, preserve and promote all Indian languages, such as per the Constitution of India. Academic constitution of some greatest scholars, native speakers shall be established. Their respective art and cultures shall be documented through a webcast, platforms, portals, Wikipedias, encyclopedias also, and there is urgent need to preserve the all Indian languages and all Indian cultural systems and Indian traditional Sanskrit. Scholarships should be established for the people all ages of studies Indian languages, cultures. In few words, I want to conclude my views. There is centrally need to language in the Sanskrit language in the policy can also be understood.
सुरेश जी, एक रिक्वेस्ट है, तो थोड़ा सा आप इसे अब सम अप करें, कंक्लूजन दें अपना।
times in a singular proportions of the plural forms. The self-acceptance of in education and languages had been in due attention over the years and seem to be very important from the starting to the final. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू सो मच। सभी प्रेजेंटर से रिक्वेस्ट है, जब वो पेपर प्रेजेंट कर रहे हो तो अपना वीडियो ऑन कर लें, ये रिक्वेस्ट है। और अब मैं इनवाइट कर रहा हूँ डॉक्टर ममता श्रीवास्तव जी को। डॉक्टर ममता श्रीवास्तव जी।
हेलो।
डॉक्टर विकास प्रधान जी।
सर, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
जी विकास जी।
हेलो।
आप शुरू करें प्लीज।
प्लीज गिव मी ओनली 20 seconds.
ओके, इट्स ओके।
प्लीज नेट ऑन कर देना। Very good afternoon to all of you. Am I audible as well as visible
Yes,
to all
you are
of you?
audible. Yes, you are
Thank
audible.
you. Okay. Let me please present my paper. I will summarize within 3 to 4 minutes as the other presenters are present over there. As a student of economics, I have framed and made one study. I did one study on new education policy, that is National Education Policy 2020. So the title of my paper is Economic Implications of the Fundamental Principles of National Education Policy 2020. The objectives were to find out.
आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
Am I not audible? Hello?
You are completely audible. Please.
Okay, okay, sir.
Please.
So actually, I made one study on the vision document of National Education Policy 2020 to find out the economic implications of the fundamental principles. So while working on this, I tried to find out there were various fundamental principles in this new education policy, and if it is applicable as per se, the document is applicable per se as it has been implemented in our state, what would be the outcomes for the economy? So the main objective of the research paper is to find out the economic implications and to establish various linkages between the higher education institutions and markets. Research methodology, it is purely analytical and macro-specific research in nature. Hence, the secondary data that has been used and some data of the 1984 to 2020 were used here. So let me focus on the crux of this paper. Actually, when this is the first year when the national education policy is working there in the nation and in our state specifically. So what would be the implications, and that too in the form of economic implications? So basically, we all know that whatever the education we are providing to our students, or we are getting it in our higher education institutions, whether it is technical, professional, or academic, we are making them self-dependent. We are producing the candidates with the knowledge and information so that they could be absorbed, accepted, and accommodated in the market, and their productivity in terms of money and economy could be visible. So this is the basic purpose of education. As a student of economics, there have been various fundamental principles found by me there in the new education policy. Like the first one is reorganizing, identifying, and fostering the unique capabilities for each student. It is one of the fundamentals of new education policy. And if this happens, so it happens reorganizing, recognizing, and identifying. It means the capabilities and the caliber that is found there in the youth of the nation, that can transform them into a skilled youth, and they can be more productive in terms of economy. Next one is fundamental literacy and numeracy. Definitely, there are various things are coming over there. So fundamental and numeracy is inherently having the economic roots. If a person is fundamentally literate and able to count, can produce something in terms of economics. So there is various principles are over there. So other one is that multidisciplinary and holistic education. This is another principle of new education policy. So multidisciplinary means a student who is having the knowledge, or who is having the coursework, or who is having the graduation degree with subjects of technical subjects, somewhere academic, in academics, educational subjects, some science subjects, or some art subject. And when he leads to the market, he is fitted for various positions. He is fitted for various nature of jobs, various work profile, then it would be productive. Now, let me finish it. There are various fundamental principles like creativity and critical thinking, promoting multilingualism and power of languages, vocational education incorporated in NEP, extensive use of technology, respect for the local context, synergy in curriculum across all levels of education, recruitment process facilities. And there is another term that has been beautifully used in new education policy framework, light but tight regulatory framework, and outstanding research behavior, support for gifted students with special talents, harnessing human capital and input in production process. These are the basic fundamentals that have been used in national education policy. So if they are like human capital creation, it has been given over there, and substantial investment in a strong, vibrant public education system. These terms have been used there in new education policy. So
Thank
it
you,
has
Dr.
been
Vikas.
said.
You explained extensively
Okay, sir.
properly. Thank you so much. Thank you so
1
much
minute,
for such a nice
only
paper.
give me
Okay,
1
okay.
minute, sir.
Yeah, okay, okay.
So that's I'm finishing it. So what is the it will lead to the productivity and the economy per se. Per capita income of the nation on current prices is more than 1 lakh rupees, 1,12,000 something there in the economic services 1920. So if these things are applicable, the per capita income summation of x, I have framed some equations, will be more than 1.5 lakh, but the apprehension is there. Only one last line which I want to say is this draft document that has been applied to the universities and the youth of the nation is linked to the market requirement. Higher education institutions are providing education that is multidisciplinary based on new education policy. Will it be acceptable? It will be accommodated there in the market. So industry and institution linkages, market and new education policy linkages are to be found and framed till now. That is the most important apprehension. Thank you, the organizers,
Thank
for
you so
beautifully
much.
organizing this and
Mr.
giving me
Vikas,
this.
Dr. Vikas, please be remain with us. We will take some questions later, please. Thank you. Dr. Mamta Srivastava is with us.
Yes.
Yes, Dr. Mamta ji,
Yes,
your
yes.
presentation is completely blank. Please check it. You are sharing the
Yes.
right file.
Now this is visible. Is this
It is
visible?
but the presentation haven't have any
Okay.
filled slide.
Okay, okay, I will see it.
First, stop sharing, then share again.
Because now it is Zoom is opened here. I will see it. Now is it? Is it
Yeah.
visible?
It is visible.
Okay, thank you. I'm Mamta Shrivastava from Tikaram Degree College, Aligarh. I'm assistant professor in Department of English, and my topic is vocational education, its opportunities, obstacles, and outcomes in NEP 2020. The Economic Times on July 7th, it mentioned Center for Monitoring Indian Economy stated India is a total employment fell by massive 13 million to 390 million in June 2022 compared to 403 million in May, and the lowest level since July last year. This is largely due to the decline of 8 million jobs and in rural areas due to sluggish monsoon, etc. Now, what is there in 2012 5-year plan? It was mentioned that the workforce that is in India, it is very less, and it is less than 5%. And in USA, it is 52%, and in Germany, it is 75%, and in Korea, it is 96%. And the opportunities that is given by NEP 2020 guidelines that they are universities and colleges, they will form the syllabus, and it should be approved by Board of Studies and Academic Council. And the syllabus will be prepared with the help of skill partners and Skill Development Council under the guidelines of NSQF. And the preference should be given to the courses which are already there. And the general syllabus that will be divided into 75 hours, 15 hours for the theory classes, and 60 hours for training and internship, and it will be for 3 credits. And MOU will also be signed with ITI, Polytechnic, Engineering College, etc. And during the internship, the student should be paid honorarium. But what are the challenges they are coming at this time? Number one, that no budget was assigned to the college to run the vocational courses. And you know that in some universities, 250 rupees are fixed per student to run these vocational courses, and in which 125 rupees they will be kept by the skill partner and 125 they will be kept by the college. And what is there that for that we have to train a huge number of students. Though it is mentioned that 75% attendance will be compulsory, but it is not seen. So it is also a big off challenge. And the very, very important thing is that district NSI centers, they are not ready to have the skill partnership because their fees are very high, and 250 rupees, they are not ready to give those partnership and training. This is big question at this time before the institutions and the teachers. Now, in all these things, in the last, because we cannot talk about only for the problems, we have to talk about the suggestions also. So what is there that, what is the situation now that these vocational courses, they are taken as a burden at this time? Within 2 years of the time, what is seen that they have become burden because the soul, the spirit of these vocational courses, it is not marked neither in the minds of the students nor in the minds of the teachers. And what is there? The second important thing, that is the budget, which I think it is very important that the budget should be given. And with that budget, because the government will be overburdened, but we have to find out the way outs from where this budget will be decided so that we can establish the laboratories, we can buy the equipments to run these vocational courses. And the third thing, which is seen, that these skill partners are not very genuine, because some people, they have made the registered firm and those MOU are signed by those firms, by those, you can say that institutions, etc. So it is also a big question at this time. So as a teacher, we should think about that. And in the fourth, which is very important, that these attendance, they should be taken very strictly, because if we are not taking these attendance, then also the soul of this whole policy, it is going to be drowned.
Mamta ji, please finish it.
Yes,
please.
yes. So in the last, the choices of vocational courses should also be increased by the college, and the NSIC help, it should be taken for the seminar, etc. And the student should be informed for the government policies, startups, Make in India, etc. So that they should understand that why this all research has been done. Thank you so much for giving me time to present my paper. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Please stop sharing.
Yes, I am stopping.
Welcome, Dr. Ruchi Tripathi ji. It's a matter of pride that Dr. Ruchi Tripathi is with us. And after 2 presentations, she will deliver her lecture. So first, I am asking Miss Vidya Srivastav to present her paper. Vidya Srivastav. Vidya ji, are you listening us? Vidya Srivastav. Mr. Varun Bhardwaj. Mr. Varun Bhardwaj. Mr. Varun Bhardwaj, are you there? So without wasting any time, we are just requesting Dr. Ruchi Tripathi ji to deliver her lecture.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome,
Sorry.
ma'am. Welcome, ma'am.
Sorry, sir.
Oh, Vidya is okay. Vidya
Yes.
ji.
Yes.
Sorry, Dr. Ruchi Tripathi ji. Please.
Good afternoon, sir. Jai Varun Bhardwaj. I am travel this time.
Myself, Vidya Srivastav. Myself, Vidya Srivastav.
Yes, Vidya ji, शुरू करिए.
हिंदी में कह सकते हैं?
आप जैसे बिल्कुल हिंदी में जिस भाषा में आप चाहें.
Okay, thank you, sir. आज के वर्तमान समय में किसी भी देश का विकास जो है, ये तो पहले से ही है कि किसी भी देश का विकास और समृद्धता जो है, उस देश के शैक्षिक संस्थानों और शैक्षिक जितने भी शिक्षण संस्थाएं हैं, उन पर निर्भर करता है. लेकिन जो हमारी जनसंख्या है भारत की, उस दृष्टि से जितनी भी सरकार ने पहले भी और आज भी जो भी नई शिक्षा नीतियां आई हैं, उन सब में जो भी योगदान हुआ है सरकार की तरफ से, ये बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है, क्योंकि हमारी जनसंख्या भी उस हिसाब से बहुत बड़ी है. विश्व पटल में सबसे आगे हैं हम जनसंख्या के मामले में. तो इसलिए इतनी बड़ी जनसंख्या को उतना ही योग्य बना पाना, ये भी हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ी एक जिम्मेदारी बनती है. तो ऐसी समय में श्रेष्ठ जनशक्ति को अगर हम शामिल कर रहे हैं, किसी भी देश में अगर अपनी अर्थव्यवस्था को समृद्ध बनाना है या अपने देश के विकास को बढ़ाना है, तो अपनी जनशक्ति को हमें श्रेष्ठ बनाना होता. और ये जो जनशक्ति को श्रेष्ठ बनाने का पहल है, वो शिक्षा प्रणाली से ही शुरुआत होती है. इनिशियल से लेके हमारे हायर तक की जो शिक्षा प्रणाली है, इसमें हमारा श्रेष्ठ कार्यक्रम होना ही, श्रेष्ठ शिक्षा प्रणाली होना ही बहुत बड़ा. और हमारे भारत जैसे देश की जो जनसंख्या विश्व में आज पहले प्रथम स्थान पर हम हैं, इनको पूरी जनसंख्या को श्रेष्ठ बनाना बहुत बड़ा एक प्रयास है, जिसकी शुरुआत शुरू से ही हमारी आजादी के समय से ही सरकारें करती आई हैं. आज भी नई चुनौतियां आई नई शिक्षा नीति के रूप में, जो कि मिली जुली पुरानी नई सारी चीजों को मिला जुला के बनाया गया, कुछ अच्छी कुछ बुरी, दोनों प्रतिक्रियाएं रही। कुछ पुरानी चीजों को लिया, कुछ बुद्धिजीवियों के द्वारा पुरानी चीजों को ही इन्होंने रिवर्स किया, ऐसा सब चीजें हैं। लेकिन आज हमारे कहने का मतलब ये है कि किसी भी जनसंख्या को अगर हमें योग्य बनाना है तो वहां के शिक्षक प्रशिक्षण को सबसे बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण कारक होता है। ऐसी शिक्षा प्रणाली की गुणवत्ता को सुधारने के लिए शिक्षक और प्रशिक्षण का जो कार्यक्रम है या छात्र और शिक्षक के बीच का जो
विद्या जी अपना निष्कर्ष दें बस, अब विद्या जी निष्कर्ष दें बस अपना प्लीज।
ओके, थैंक यू सर।
मिस्टर वरुण भारद्वाज, मिस्टर वरुण भारद्वाज।
आई एम ऑडिबल सर?
हाँ ऑडिबल हैं आप। अपनी वीडियो ऑन करिए और अपना पेपर प्रेजेंट करें।
श्योर सर। So my screen is share.
Yes, you can see that.
Good afternoon, all the faculty members. And my topic is analysis of the Indian National Education Policy 2020 towards the vocational education. Basically, सबसे पहले मैं आप लोगों को ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि vocational education होता क्या है। हम टेक्निकली बात करें इंडिया की लेके, तो हम लोग बीटेक और बीसीए जैसे बहुत अच्छे कोर्सेज चला रहे हैं, पर उसमें भी आज भी बच्चा देखा जाए तो बहुत जगह प्रैक्टिकली मार्केट के अंदर पीछे है। इसलिए ही हमारे यहाँ वोकेशनल एजुकेशन को ज्यादा से ज्यादा इनोवेट करने की कोशिश करी गई NEP 2020 के अंदर। हम अगर करंट की बात करें इंडिया की, तो हमारा इंडियन एजुकेशन के अंदर जो वोकेशनल एजुकेशन है वो 2.59% प्रीफर करता है। वही जहाँ पे डेवलप कंट्री है USA, जर्मनी और साउथ कोरिया जैसी, वो 96% का कैप्चर करता है। तो एक इंडियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम का अभी तक का ये एक सबसे बड़ा ड्रॉबैक था कि वी गिव द ऑल थ्योरेटिकल नॉलेज टू द स्टूडेंट, नॉट टू बी अ प्रैक्टिकल। इसलिए ही हमने नई शिक्षा योजना के अंदर NEP 2020 के अंदर वोकेशनल एजुकेशन को भी जोड़ने की कोशिश करी है। बेसिकली जो मेन चैलेंजेस हैं इसके अंदर, सबसे बड़ा जो चैलेंज है वो है सोसाइटी परसेप्शन एंड एटीट्यूड। आप देखेंगे आज भी वोकेशनल एजुकेशन यहाँ पे इंडिया में क्यों ज्यादा डेवलप नहीं कर पा रहा है, क्योंकि आज भी हम ट्रेडिशनल कोर्सेज को ज्यादा डेवलप कर रहे हैं एज कम्पेयर टू वोकेशनल एजुकेशन को। वोकेशनल एजुकेशन में अभी जैसा अभी करंट की बात करूं, मैंने अपग्रेड से कोर्स कराया है बिजनेस एनालिटिकल का, वो एक पूरा प्रैक्टिकल कोर्स कराया मैंने। वही उस चीज को मैं ट्रेडिशनल कोर्स के अंदर लेके जाता तो वहां पे मेरे को पूरा सिस्टम तो सिखा देते अकाउंटिंग का, पर कहीं ना कहीं प्रैक्टिकली कैसे बिजनेस के अंदर काम किया जाता है, कंपनीज के अंदर कैसे काम किया जाता है, वो नहीं सिखाते। पर हमारे यहाँ आज भी सबसे बड़ा ड्रॉबैक जो है वो बच्चा डिग्री के लिए जाता है, ना कि डिप्लोमा के लिए। वोकेशनल एजुकेशन का मेन कोर्स हम लोगों को सबसे पहले क्या करना पड़ेगा, इस वोकेशनल एजुकेशन को स्कूल सिस्टम के साथ जोड़ना होगा। NEP 2020 का मेन एजेंडा भी यही है कि हम वोकेशनल एजुकेशन को कहीं ना कहीं स्कूल लेवल पर जोड़े, 6 to 12th क्लास तक इसको, और साथ के साथ हायर एजुकेशन में भी इन्वॉल्वमेंट करें। साथ के साथ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट। अब हमने वोकेशनल एजुकेशन तो बना दिया, पर यहाँ पे सबसे बड़ा ड्रॉबैक जो आएगा वो वोकेशनल एजुकेशन का आएगा कि प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज प्रोवाइड करने के लिए हमें इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को भी डेवलप करना पड़ेगा, हर स्कूल में करना पड़ेगा, हर कॉलेज में करना पड़ेगा। और दिस इज इम्पॉसिबल कि हर स्कूल और कॉलेज इतना एफर्ट कर सके। तो यहाँ पे इसका एक सबसे बड़ा सॉल्यूशन यही है कि हेल्प टू ईच अदर। अगर मान के चलिए ABC कॉलेज में कोई प्रोग्राम चल रहा है तो BCD कॉलेज उस प्रोग्राम को छोड़ के किसी और प्रोग्राम को रन अप करे। इससे फायदा क्या होगा, एक कॉलेज का बच्चा दूसरे कॉलेज में जाए और ABC कोर्स वहां से करे अगर उसको करना है, अगर BCD कोर्स करना है तो वो दूसरे कॉलेज में जाए। प्रोफेशनली ट्रेन टीचर, सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत ही ये है कि हमें सबसे पहले
वरुण भारद्वाज जी, थैंक यू सो मच। प्लीज
जी
conclude your, if you are want to say anything else, please say.
At the end of the conclusion, मैं यही कहना चाहूंगा, कोई भी देश परफेक्ट नहीं होता, उसे परफेक्ट बनाना होता है। हम भी इसी तरह से वोकेशनल एजुकेशन को NEP 2020 में आगे बढ़ाएंगे।
थैंक यू सो मच। डॉक्टर प्रहलाद जी यहाँ पर हैं। डॉक्टर प्रहलाद जी, डॉक्टर प्रहलाद। रेस्ट हो गया। सो प्रेजेंटेशंस अब अभी सभी ओवर हो गई हैं। केवल अब हमारे जो रिसोर्स पर्सन हैं डॉक्टर रुचि त्रिपाठी जी, जो कि सलाहकार हैं, एडवाइजर हैं द नेक नेशनल असेसमेंट एंड एक्रेडिटेशन काउंसिल बैंगलोर, शी इज विद अस। मैम आपका स्वागत है, वेलकम। एंड आई वुड लाइक टू रिक्वेस्ट यू टू express your views. Please start your lecture. Thank you so much for being with us.
I'm audible.
जी,
Sir, I'm audible.
yeah, you are audible, ma'am.
मेरी
Completely audible.
जी मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके। थोड़ा बढ़ाना है? इट्स लुक ओके?
It's okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Very good evening to all of you, and very good evening to respected principal and all the organizing committee and all the respected dear participants. I'm here to present on behalf of National Assessment and Accreditation Council. I needs to be speak about the NEP. So I'm not going to cover any more in details about the basic school and other things what is right discussing that discuss is going on. Yeah, I try to speak my all the presentation in the very easy form, and this is the different form what is going on today itself. So let us discuss my share my presentation. Give me a moment. Hope is visible. Kishore sir, please clear me if my PPT is visible.
It is completely visible, ma'am. Please.
Okay, it is
continue.
required to take a large. It's going look okay.
You are co-host, ma'am. You can manage it yourself. Please.
Okay, so thank you so much. Yeah. So let us discuss, as I needs to be speak about the quality enhancement in the Indian education system with the role of 2020. Let us discuss about the NEP 2020. So first we discuss about the higher education institution vision. As we know, the Indian higher education institutions regulate the entire education sector in the general form and the professional and the vocational stream. Immediate some of the participants explain about the vocational training and all, and including this the teacher education, and obviously it is not included the medical and law in this NEP 2020. So the vision, if you're talking about, this is the providing access, equity and the quality of education with the reference of the access, equality and quality of education with the increase, the thinking and the revamping of the curriculum, pedagogy, assessments, student supports, and other things also it is required to revamping. Improving the teaching, learning with the technology in higher education institutions should make the institution development plan, which can be the vision document to how to promote the teaching, research and innovation in the universities. Knowledge creation is also important to regard with the identification of the expert knowledge, Indian knowledge system, and also recreating the traditional knowledge with the contemporary relevance and motivation of the modern youth towards the Indian higher education and Indian culture system. Innovation ecosystem and the research outcome. Yeah, if we are talking about the research outcome in the NEP 2020, they refer the NRF, that is the National Research Foundation. With the help of this, the research, it should be developed the research incubation and innovation cell at the state level, and also the master program with the second year devoted to research, seed money for the young faculty to the growth, to the help the research, fellowship, research grants, etc. Let us discuss about the strategic planning, global networking, and strategic alliances, technology, enabling e-content, resource-based learning, research, collaboration, demand-driven programs, active industry, academic interface, and the technology incubation. We have to be by 2025 at least 50% of learners to the school and the higher education system shall have exposure to vocational education, for which the clear action plans with the targets, with the timeline will be developed, and the alignment of the sustainable development with the goal with the line of the 4.4. Technology Development Center, we have incorporated in the NEP 2020 with the producing the high quality content as well as the using technology based teaching pedagogy with the teacher education, and gradually move into the multidisciplinary colleges and the universities. E-content, e-resource development, curricular development, skill development of modern IT assessment, IT-based assessment tools, pedagogy, global citizenship, education skills. Also, government also looking with the line of NEP 2020, and they're creating the internship bank collaboration with the industrial houses like FICCI and CII to enable the student to enter into the internship. Curriculum for the academic program course which we offer to the develop to the line of the NEP 2020. If you are saying about the skill and knowledge, education employment gap, quality employment, citizenship, development of key behavioral skill, effectively applying concept. We cannot say the Indian language shall be included as a part of qualification parameter for the employment opportunities. Yes, there is a scope to the employment opportunity, and also the global citizenship education to be provided to empower the learners to understand the global issues. Collaboration also should be permitted to the UGC HCI NEP 2020 for ensuring the multidisciplinary approach and learning by the doing approach. Imbibe higher learning understanding, that is the extensive use of technology and creativity to the critical thinking, increase access, equity and inclusion to revamping the curriculum, etc. In line of the 2020 NEP 2020. If we are talking about learning approach, innovative approach of additional indicators can include it beyond the minimum prescribed of the accredited institution should be evolved as an outcome-based performance indicators in line of the NEP 2020. Let us discuss about the paradigm shift to the pedagogy. That is behavior. Behavioral, it shifted to the cognitism, constructism, and the metacognitism. Teacher-centric, now the learner-centric, individual learner, cooperative, collaborative, participative learner, expository learning, discovery learning, and the learning approach, non-linear approach. So these are the main highlights of the NEP 2020, what is mentioned there in the NEP 2020. Let us discuss about the NEP in very details manner. Education policies plays a particular emphasis on the development of the creative potential, what is mentioned in the NEP 2020, cognitive capacities like literacy, numeracy, and higher order thinking, critical thinking, and the problem solving ability. Along with the education is the tools for achieving economic, social mobility, inclusion of equality thinking into account of the local and the global needs of the country. Let us discuss about the NEP 20 type of HEIs. Right now, we have the many terms. We are saying the autonomous college, UG college, PG college, deemed to be universities, central university, and many more. But as the concept of the NEP 2020, there is only 4 type of the institutions. Like that is, first is affiliated colleges, and the second type of the autonomous colleges. Third is the autonomous units, teaching universities, and research university. So there is the 4 type of institutions, like depends on the what nature of the institution. If the university is doing, institutions doing the research only, that come under the research universities. Teaching university, where the teaching and learning is happen, that is the teaching universities. And the autonomous institution or autonomous units is the separate body, and the affiliated general college, which is affiliated to the some other university, that is the affiliated university. Even if we're talking about the accreditation, let us discuss about the what is happening currently in NAC. As you know, in the NAC is accredited the whole institution, But the other accreditation agency, that is, if you're talking about the NBA is accredited the program. So let us discuss about the program accreditation and what is the institution accredited. So if you're talking about the institution accreditation means how many programs are there in this institution that NEC is taking care of all. NEC is not considering a single department or the single program right now. But what is the concept? These such as school, departments, centers, area study, etc. involved in the education and research. So this is also possibility to change the system of accreditation as per line of the NEP 2020. Even I want to say in this platform, yes, we are doing, NEC is revamping each and everything. Even NEC is incorporated many things of some particular places. Along with this, NEC is also revamping the accreditation process in line of the NEP 2020. So this is the unit, how the unit is meaning in the NEP 2020 and what is the accreditation by the NAC today, the whole institution. Let us discuss about the NEP 2020 Commission of India, Higher Commission of India to establish in the 4 NHERC, National Higher Education Council. Third is the Higher Education Grant Council. Fourth is the General Education Council, that I'm not going to elaborate in detail because all the presentation related to the NEP 2020, all in this presentation, this part is going to cover. So what is the role? There is the separate regulatory body. There is the different role of the regulatory bodies. The main is the HECI, that is under with the Ministry of Education. Under this this body HECI, there is the 4 parallel body, 4 vertical bodies are there. They are separate roles. Some of the looking like GEC, looking for the outcome, graduate attributes and national higher education qualification framework, and the HEGC is looking for the transparent criteria institution of the whole accreditation agency that may be also the part of NAC plus other agencies also. So these I already discussed. There are the different criteria. Criteria 1, 2, 3, 4 that I have discussed: affiliated college, autonomous college, teaching university, and research university. In place of different name of university and institution. Let us discuss about the NEP parameters with the line of NAC. NAC has huge amount of data which have added a giving good quality inputs, has created the parameters as a benchmark to assess the quality and the more. The number of institutions to be assessed and accredited has increased from time to time, and NAC is lead to role the guiding their bodies in the line of the NEP 2020. I want to say that right now the NAC is already doing. We have already from 2017 RAF revised included all those things, outcome-based education in different criteria 3, 5, and 7. That is totally focused on the outcome and the criteria 1 to 4, and the 6 are in the input and the process-based. So basically, if I'm saying our NAC criteria, the whole 7 criteria is the 3 part. The some of the 3 criteria, 3, 5, and 7 criteria is focusing on the outcome-based education, and some of the process input and the process-based metrics are the criteria, key indicators are there right now in the process of assessment and accreditation. Let us move next. Yeah, NEP also stated that the higher education institution to be regulated to the full online and offline public disclosure of all finances, procedure, faculty, staff, courses, education, department, etc. That I want to say, the some of the maybe some of the people know, some of the institutions or the participants knows, we have completely, NAC has the completely online process starting from the registration to the end of result. Even after the result, the AQR system is also totally online procedure. So, or in this 70% are the assessment is based on the system generated score only. And only for the 30% there is the on-site visit after the pre-qualification stage, what we have the process of assessment and accreditation of the NAC. In this idea it is very much possibly through less human contact, and since technology allowed to get everything online, informative and transparency. So this is already we are doing, NAC is doing what is mentioned in the NEP 2020. We have the many more experience. Right now we have more than 10 manuals. If I'm saying the 10 manuals means we have 10 type of institutions manuals. As we have mentioned, there are the different terminology we are using for the different type of institution, like medical, like Sanskrit, like autonomous, like UG, like PG, like teacher education, etc., engineering. So for this, we have separate manual. In this manual, the concerned institution has to apply for the assessment and accreditation process. Yeah. NEC is also, they are very much, we have the experience to internalize the process of the quality achievement and maintenance, the sustenance with the help of the transparency. And also the several, we have the higher education has to evolve the several assessment reforms to suit the need, the demand of the field, extensive peer involvement. Along with this, we are also doing many things what is required in the new assessment and accreditation process. But let us discuss about the things. Once the NEP is going to implement, after the implementation of NEP 2020, the type of institution are different, like teaching, learning, teaching institutions are separate, research institutions are the separate, autonomous and affiliated are the separate. So NEC is also doing, and also after that NEC is also revamping the assessment process as per line of the this. In this, there is 6 parameters mentioned in NEP 2020. That is the academic bank of credit, skill development, multidisciplinary approach, and also the focus outcome based education, distance education, and online education. Along with this, NEC is also taking care, that is the separate things, National Academic Depository, collaboration and evaluation of teaching and learning process. Let us discuss one by one. So first we needs to be discuss about academic bank credit. So as you know, many of the people know the academic bank credit concept wide in this NEP 2020 to the focus of the students to the, there is a scope of the institution students to take a option to the different credit basis subject, and that is benefit to the students, and that is set up that the record of the all students to the Indian higher education system as per Honorable Prime Minister introduced, that is in the form of the NEP 2020. This is the freedom of flexibility of university degree, standardize the Indian higher education system, robust integration of Indian, and also the internalization of the Indian higher education institution. Not only this, the Indian level education system only. So it is a this is already implemented right now in the NAC process, NAC assessment and accreditation section of the manual. It is clearly mentioned about the academic bank of the credit, and also there is there is a scope to entry and multiple entry to allow to the that is itself 7 years, and the transfer credit through the single window after approval of the sources and destination academic institution. And there is the verified academic institution can upload the credits. So there is a system to improve the transparency and the flexibility approach to the curriculum with the help of the academic credit bank. This is next is the National Academic Depository. Right now we have in the IIQA portal, we have the first process, IIQA process. In this, we have one of the question there is mentioned clearly whether the institution is registered in the National Academic Depository system, yes or no. If yes, then they provide some document, no means no. Now I have to, in the third thing, that is the multidisciplinary education. So there is the holistic multidisciplinary education would be aimed to develop the all capacities like intellectual, aesthetic, social, physical, emotional, moral, integrated manner, in this form of integrated manner. And also this is the if I'm taking the example how to explain this, how to understand that this multiple educations, that is if a team of people from the multidisciplinary like that developing a driverless car and the agriculture technology, like that we can explain. In this multidisciplinary research, We have the multidisciplinary research. We have 3 key indicators. We have already included the multidisciplinary research, that is promotion of research and facility, resource mobilization for the research, innovation ecosystem. So these 3 key indicators particularly represent about the multidisciplinary research only. Now moving about the program outcome based education. So there is program educational objective, program outcome, program specific outcome, and course outcome. That is there already in the NAC manual in the form of qualitative metrics. Yeah, let us take example of the understand about the program outcomes. You know, the program outcomes mean there is the program like BSc or the MSc or the any BTech programs are there. So this is the, then the students are got benefit about this program, that is called the program outcomes. If the program is specific outcome, there is the some courses are there, like the in the BTech there the different subjects are there. So that subject is specific graduates. How they describe the graduates of the specific engineering program that comes under the program is specific outcomes, and the course outcomes, that are the statement that describe the what students should be taken at do in the end of the course. So these are the different terms and how it's mapped. That is the mapping of the program and research course outcomes. Let us discuss about the outcomes related metric we have in the manual. Student outcome, we have one key indicator 5.2, that is student progression, and 5.3 students participation in activities. So in this there is this is totally focused on the student outcome in the form of scholarship, in the form of placement, in the form of they has to graduate higher education progression. So these are the questions metrics are already there. And the teacher's outcome is in the 3.4. This is research publication and award, means how many publication in the UGC journal, Web of Science, Scopus, and other things. So that is already there, and also the seed money and all. Institution outcome, that is 7.1, institution values and social responsibility, best practice, institution distinctiveness. These are extension activity. These are already there in the metrics forms. So we cannot say the outcome is only one outcome, student, teacher, institution, that is covered under this. Now moving about next topic, that is skill development. Though skill development, this is also a very important parameter in this NEP 2020. In this skill development, youth and emphasis is not only the upsurge the gross enrollment ratio, but also the imparting the skill as a form of modern education system. Skill education should be part of a higher education in the form of different like vocational education and other also. If you're talking about the vocational education program, let us discuss one data. At present, we have in we have at present only 5% of Indian workforce get the formal vocational education. If we compare to other countries like USA, that is 52% in USA, and 75% Germany, and 96% in South Korea. So where we are only the 5% in the vocational education program. In line with this research also, we have one data we are happy to share here. In the GDP, our research is also, if we're talking about the GDP, the each and every part is very important to increase the GDP, and our our motive is also to recover all those things, some timeline, some of the 32, 34, 50 like that. So this is how we are, where we are right now. If you're talking about the South Korea, they have invested research 4.2% GDP in the GDP, and 2.8% in USA, and 4.3% Israel. And where I am, we are only spent only the 0.69% GDP as a form of research. So this is the data I want to discuss here that we cover in this. So that is a skill where we are, as I discussed. So these are the skill things. I'm not going to in detail. This I already have covered my presentation. And also these are the gap of skill concern in the industry. Ability to grow, innovate, and talent. What is the problem actually? There is where we are, the delivered product, service on time, quality standards, environment, and equipment. Aligned with this, we have 4 key indicators: 1.1 curriculum design development, 1.2 academic flexibility, curriculum enrichment, and student support. These 4 key indicators in the form of the skills only, NEC is already introduced in the assessment and accreditation process. Apart from this, we have also some of the collaboration related metric, that is consultancy and collaboration, that is already clearly mentioned in NEP 2020. In the university and institution must have the collaboration with the industries, academy, for the growth of the students, and these are the things. So we have in the consultancy also, consultancy not only in the form of the direct consultancy, in the form of the exchange of the student, faculty, and also the equipment for the promotion, for the exchange of the ideas, knowledge, and research. Likewise, the collaboration, any formal collaboration or informal collaboration. In the formal collaboration, we have already MOUs. So if any MOUs from the international MOU or the national MOU, also the collaboration linkage from informal, if you're talking about the informal collaboration, that can be say the linkages. So linkages for what? Students, training students, internship students, visit student field projects. Many more things are related to, depends on the specialization and nature of the program and the of the students, to the collaboration and the consulting. Online education's related metric we have there 2.3, that is teaching learning process, and 4.3 IT infrastructure. In this 2.3 teaching and learning process, we have discussed the many things related to the teaching learning. So that we are talking about the teaching learning. Even in this, we have given the more weightages for the teaching learning, including all we have been the eight key indicators in the form of different metric in the qualitative and quantitative form. Also, IT infrastructure, we have mentioned the ICT-enabled classroom seminar halls. Along with this, we have also mentioned the bandwidth indoor-outdoor games. So these are already discussed in the infrastructure form and IT infrastructure form in this matrix. If we are talking about the evaluation related to teaching learning, the process related metric, as I mentioned, outcome based metrics are there, process related metrics are there. So this is the process related metrics, that is feedback system and student satisfaction survey. Obviously, if you are taking the feedback, if you are gone through the very meticulously for the student satisfaction survey, no doubt the teaching, research, everything is going to be in the positive direction. Obviously, all those things are indirectly going to increase in the form of the outcome. The process is related to the outcome. Feedback system, what is there currently? We have the many more participants maybe know about the feedback system. Feedback is not related to proper, like how is look like classroom. It's their curtain, it's their very good floor, is there drinking water? No. The feedback system is related to the syllabus. Curriculum and syllabus related feedback system is there, and that feedback system should be from the students and from the management and from the parent and from the alumni. So this is the 360-degree feedback system we can say, and that is related to the courses, syllabus. So wherever is required, that is mandatory to the strong to be the increase, add if anything is related required to add in the curriculum design and development. Likewise, student satisfaction survey is also very much important to what we are as a faculty. If anybody is teaching in the class, that is mandatory to know where we are lacking. Cannot say that teachers are always perfect. Teacher has to need always the feedback. Maybe sometimes we have the many more knowledge, but we can't express, we cannot explain, we cannot give the example, live example, and so on. As a faculty, you may understood better. So this is student satisfaction survey in the form of the process related metric is mentioned under the, already it is there in the NEC assessment and accreditation process. Along with this, we also open and distance learning manual. In this, we have included the National Education Policy 2020 with the line of this to ensure the access, equity, quality with regard of higher education. There are 9 visions to deliver the quality higher education, and this is the increased access equity. And also this is including the greater opportunity for the outstanding public education, online education, and also some of the key changes like that is important role in enhancing the gross enrollment ratio as that is maybe increased by 2050% in 2034 like that. So this is also this is there in the ODL system. In line with this, there is the national education policy. We have the education 4.0. In this education 1.0, lectures and memorization, and education 2.0, that is internet enabling learning, open sources. Education 3.0, knowledge producing education. Education 4.0, innovation producing education. So these are the education 4.0. We have to be go there. We have to be achieve our education 4.0 in this form. If we're talking about the level of competency, basic, competent, advanced, and expert, we needs to be there always in the expert. If we're talking about the basic, very basic, understand the concept, principle, philosophy, needs guidance, practice, may not have experience. If talking about the competent is a independent contributor, has applied practical, moderate level, and no large scale experience. Advanced has the teaching ability, has a proven catch guide, put into the practice large scale of experience. And expert, the process to the leadership. People look up at him of the reference and generate new ideas as an innovator, as an entrepreneur. It depends on the things what's going on. So this is employability skills, cultural skills. Each organization has the navigating to work done differentially. Interpersonal skill, listen, speak, present information. Intrapersonal skills, comfortable with the uncertainty, manage resource, time, money, and management. Technical and job specific skill, and also the operate the specific tool, process, machine, software tools required for the particular job. In this, this is very much important things. What is there? It is mentioned in NEP 2020, the full disclosure. The full disclosure in the form of basic norms, public self-declaration, good governance, and outcomes. These four parts are there in there, presently in there in the NAC system, NAC assessment and accreditation. Basic norms is the incorporated in the criterion number 1, that is curricular aspect, and the teaching, learning, and evaluation, that is criteria 2. And the public disclosure, that public disclosure is the incorporated in the criteria 4, infrastructure and learning resources, in the form of different budget and expenditure, how much institution in expenditure are occurred during the different areas like maintenance of infrastructure, teaching resources, augmentation expenditure, purchase of books, journals. So in the form of this, in this form, there is already there in criteria 4, that is infrastructure and learning resources. And the good governance is the in criteria 6, that is governance and leadership management. There is mission, vision, performance appraisal system, and there are also the faculties empowerment skill, faculty development program, orientation program. Institution done the job, not only the academic, also the staff level of training is there, institutions are not. So this is even I want to say in their NEP 2020, it is mentioned there, not only the teaching faculty, also the non-teaching faculty also have to be trained time to time as per requirement. This is already there in the metric numbers, criteria number 6 in the form of metric, already there in the NAC. So this is very much important we have done all those things already, and also the in the form of as I mentioned, infrastructure and all, and even we have also the SWAM and PTL lab already there in the online and distance mode courses which institution is offering, that is in the national level schemes. Outcome is incorporated in the criteria number 3, that's a research, innovation, and extension. And criteria 5, as I already told, student support and progression, and institution values and best practices in the criteria number 7. So these are the indirectly, that is process into the outcome-based education, process-based education, and input-based education. This is what NEP want, full outcome-based and process-based. So this has to be already there, but yeah, still we are ready to do. Even we are doing some of the things, we are also in the process, and some also depend on the nature of the institution in the future. So these all are about my presentation. I happy to take query if anybody have the query. So now I'm stop my presentation. Thank you so much for listening patiently. Sir, you unmute yourself, sir. Kishore, sir, you're not audible.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Ruchi Tripathi ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much. If any query anybody asks, I'm ready to take query, no problem. हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों में ले सकती हूँ, हमें कोई परेशानी नहीं है.
Thank you so much for enriching us with such a relevant information. So NEC transforming its mechanism and metrics as per the NEP requirement. And our keynote speaker, Professor Hare Krishna, discussed in the morning that there should be some metrics for the multidisciplinary, for academic flexibility, for Bachelor of Liberal Education, for multi-exit and entry metrics, examination and evaluation, and some marks or some metrics should be there for online education, soft skills, and Indian knowledge system metrics should be there. And you covered most of the things in your presentation. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you. On behalf of our organizer, I would like to request to permit two presenters are willing to present their paper. Due to some technical problem, they were not there at the time when we asked them to present his or her paper. So I am, on behalf of my organizing team, I'm asking them.
Kishore sir, can I exit if you permit me?
Yeah, please, please.
Thank you.
So I think Meera Maurya is there. Meera Maurya. Are you there, Meera Maurya? Mr. Prahlad, are you there? Meera Maurya, you are not connecting us. It's still, we have the same problem with you. Mr. Prahlad. Again, कोई तकनीकी समस्या है. मिस्टर प्रहलाद, अपना वीडियो ऑन करें और प्रेजेंटेशन दें. मैं अब हमारी आयोजन समिति के ऑर्गेनाइजिंग सेक्रेटरी नेहा त्रिपाठी जी को बुला रहा हूं कि वो पूरी सेमिनार की रिपोर्ट प्रेजेंट करें. नेहा जी.
सभी को मेरा नमस्कार. मुझे आज के सेमिनार की आख्या आपके समक्ष प्रस्तुत करते हुए अत्यंत हर्ष की अनुभूति हो रही है. जैसा कि हम सभी जानते हैं कि भारत में शिक्षा नीति स्वतंत्र भारत में 1968 में लाई गई. तत्पश्चात दूसरी बार 1986 में दूसरी शिक्षा नीति लाई गई, जिसमें 1992 में यानी 1992 में संशोधन के उपरांत 34 वर्षों के बाद 2020 में पुनः अहम बदलावों के साथ राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति लाई गई है. यह शिक्षा नीति हमारे देश को एक शैक्षिक रूप से महाशक्ति बनाने का उद्देश्य रखती है एवं साथ ही शिक्षा का सार्वभौमिकरण कर शिक्षा की गुणवत्ता को बढ़ाने का प्रयास कर रही है. नई शिक्षा नीति के इन्हीं उद्देश्यों को पूर्ण करने के लिए भारत सरकार द्वारा चलाए गए अभियान में हमारा महाविद्यालय उसके साथ कदम से कदम मिलाकर चलने के पवित्र उद्देश्य से आज का यह सेमिनार आयोजित किया गया, जिसका टॉपिक था, जिसका शीर्षक था क्वालिटी एनहांसमेंट इन द इंडियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम, रोल ऑफ NEP 2020। कार्यक्रम का आरंभ विद्या प्रदायिनी देवी मां सरस्वती के समक्ष दीप प्रज्वलन के साथ माल्यार्पण के द्वारा किया गया। तत्पश्चात महाविद्यालय के प्राचार्य प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर दिव्यानाथ द्वारा स्वागत उद्बोधन देते हुए आज के सेमिनार पर एवं इसके उद्देश्यों पर प्रकाश डाला गया। हमारी प्राचार्य द्वारा NEP मूल्यांकन की गुणवत्ता को और प्रभावशाली बनाने हेतु अनेक सुझाव दिए गए, जैसे कि इसकी NEP की जो फीस है इसको कम करना, इसका जो गैप है वो 5 वर्ष की बजाय उसको घटाकर 3 वर्ष या प्रति वर्ष के हिसाब से करना, जिससे कि महाविद्यालयों में एक क्रम बना रहे सुधारों का। तत्पश्चात महाविद्यालय में उक्त सेमिनार में डॉक्टर DC शर्मा द्वारा उक्त सेमिनार के विषय वस्तु से सभी का परिचय कराया गया एवं कार्यक्रम में की नोट स्पीकर के रूप में उत्तर प्रदेश NEP 2020 की स्टीयरिंग समिति के सदस्य प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर हरे कृष्णा द्वारा विद्यार्थियों के किताबी ज्ञान से ज्यादा उनके व्यवहारिक ज्ञान को बढ़ाने की आवश्यकता पर बल दिया गया। प्रोफेसर हरे कृष्णा द्वारा कुछ और भी सुझाव दिए गए, जैसे कि इग्नू एवं राजर्षि टंडन ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी द्वारा NEP को और प्रभावशाली बनाने हेतु विभिन्न कोर्सेज को प्रारंभ करना, साथ ही ई कंटेंट को और अधिक प्रभावशाली बनाए जाने की आवश्यकता पर जोर दिया गया। आपने NEP के लिए और अधिक एकेडमिक फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी प्रदान करने एवं मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी अप्रोच अपनाने के लिए आग्रह किया। आपने CBCS सिस्टम को कंपलसरी किए जाने का आग्रह किया। साथ ही जिन महाविद्यालयों में रैंकिंग हो चुकी है या वो एबेकस पर पूर्ण रूप में आ चुके हैं, डिजी लॉकर सिस्टम को अपना चुके हैं इत्यादि, इन सिस्टम्स में जो महाविद्यालय पूरी तरह अपनाए हुए हैं उन महाविद्यालयों को एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स दिए जाने की भी रिकमेंडेशन की। तत्पश्चात विशिष्ट अतिथि के रूप में हमारे कार्यक्रम में उपस्थित प्रोफेसर भारत भूषण, जो कि स्टूडेंट अफेयर्स के डायरेक्टर हैं इंदिरा गांधी नेशनल ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी दिल्ली के, आपने अत्यंत सारगर्भित तरीके से भारत के गौरवमयी शैक्षिक इतिहास की सार्थकता बताई। साथ ही किस प्रकार इग्नू इंदिरा गांधी नेशनल ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी नई शिक्षा नीति में एवं इसके इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में सहयोग कर रहा है, इस पर भी प्रकाश डाला। कार्यक्रम में अनेक प्रेजेंटर डॉक्टर दीपक शर्मा, डॉक्टर हृदय आर्या, सुंबुल जहरा एवं मिस्टर शशांक आनंद के द्वारा NEP से संबंधित विभिन्न विषयों पर पेपर प्रेजेंटेशन के माध्यम से प्रकाश डाला गया। अंतिम एवं अध्यक्षीय उद्बोधन के रूप में मुख्य अतिथि माननीय प्रोफेसर HS सिंह, वाइस चांसलर महाशाकंभरी यूनिवर्सिटी द्वारा NEP लाए जाने के मुख्य एवं सर्व महत्वपूर्ण उद्देश्य पर प्रकाश डाला गया। उन्होंने गीता का उदाहरण देते हुए कहा कि हमारी शिक्षा पद्धति स्वयं में गौरवमयी रही है। हमने पश्चिमी सभ्यता को अपनाकर उसका अंधा अनुकरण कर अपने आप को दिग्भ्रमित किया है। हमें इससे उबरने की आवश्यकता है एवं नई शिक्षा नीति इस पवित्र कार्य के लिए वरदान साबित हो सकती है। अंत में सेमिनार की संयोजिका प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर दीप्ति वाजपेयी द्वारा सभी का धन्यवाद ज्ञापित किया गया। उक्त सत्र में डॉक्टर श्वेता द्वारा कार्यक्रम का संचालन एवं डॉक्टर शिल्पी द्वारा रिपोर्टर की भूमिका अदा की गई। तत्पश्चात हमारे सेमिनार के द्वितीय टेक्निकल सेशन एवं वैलिडिटी सेशन में अनेक प्रतिभागियों द्वारा पेपर प्रेजेंटेशन दिया गया। उक्त सत्र में NEP बेंगलुरु की असिस्टेंट एडवाइजर डॉक्टर रुचित त्रिपाठी द्वारा गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर की भूमिका अदा करते हुए प्रतिभागियों का मनोबल बढ़ाया गया। आपने NEP एवं NEP में संबंध स्थापित करते हुए हमारे अन्य महाविद्यालयों द्वारा भी अपनी NEP गुणवत्ता को बढ़ाने, उनका एक्रेडिटेशन मार्क्स इंप्रूव करने पर जोर दिया। उक्त सत्र में कार्यक्रम के ऑर्गेनाइजिंग सेक्रेटरी डॉक्टर किशोर कुमार ने संचालन किया तथा डॉक्टर विनीता सिंह उक्त सत्र में रिपोर्टर की भूमिका में उपस्थित रही। उक्त सेमिनार राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति के विभिन्न आयामों को छूते हुए निश्चित रूप से नई शिक्षा नीति के इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में एक अहम भूमिका अदा कर रहा है। अंत में हमारी अनंत शुभकामनाओं के साथ धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद नेहा जी, बिल्कुल बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। हमारे दोनों प्रेजेंटर अभी जुड़े हुए हैं। 10 मिनट आप लोगों ने इतना धैर्य रखा है, 10 मिनट के लिए और रिक्वेस्ट है, क्योंकि दोनों प्रेजेंटर अपना पेपर प्रेजेंट करना चाहते हैं। मीरा मौर्य जी 4 या 5 मिनट में अपनी बात कहिए।
यस सर, यस सर, मेरी आवाज सुन पा रहे हैं आप? यस सर। हेलो
मीरा जी।
जी सर, आप सुन पा रहे हैं मुझे?
आपको को होस्ट बना दिया गया है मीरा जी, आप 4 या 5 मिनट में अपनी बात कहिए बस।
ठीक है सर, मैं
Unmute
एब्स्ट्रैक्ट।
करके अपनी बात कहिए।
ठीक है सर, आप मेरी आवाज सुन पा रहे हैं? हेलो
मीरा जी।
यस सर,
यस प्लीज।
आप मेरी आवाज सुन पा रहे हैं सर? हेलो,
आपकी ऑडियो नहीं आ रही है मीरा जी।
अच्छा
म्यूट नहीं है, उन्होंने अभी विद ऑडियो ज्वाइन नहीं करा है आपने।
अभी कर रही हूँ सर।
आपने जो दूसरा लॉगिन किया हुआ है उसमें आप विद ऑडियो हैं, उससे आप बातचीत कर सकते हैं। दूसरा
अच्छा
लॉगिन किया
सर,
आपका।
अच्छा ठीक है। ये आवाज आ रही है सर मेरी? हेलो
आप रीलॉगिन
हेलो,
करिए, इतने प्रहलाद जी को बुला रहे हैं। प्रहलाद जी।
ठीक है सर।
अनम्यूट करें अपने आप को। डॉक्टर प्रहलाद।
आप प्रणाम सर। आप प्रणाम सर।
डॉक्टर सिंह आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही
मैं
है।
डॉक्टर सिंह। माय टॉपिक इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम है, इंडियन लैंग्वेज।
तकनीक की अपनी कुछ
इंडिया इज
दिक्कतें
ए
होती हैं, माफी
मल्टीलिंगुअल
चाहेंगे हम।
कंट्री
मैं
एंड टू
सीधे
डू
आमंत्रित कर
जस्टिस
रहा हूँ
टू दिस
डॉक्टर अरविंद कुमार यादव,
seems
जो
to
हमारे
be
आयोजन सचिव हैं,
an
औपचारिक
appropriate
धन्यवाद ज्ञापन के लिए।
proposition
अरविंद
this
जी।
national policy. Language is the basis of human thought process. Thoughts are impossible without language. Therefore, the great philosopher Bhartari says that without the world, no knowledge can exist. All knowledge, words, and language are related. The ancient Sanskrit poet Gandhi reflects the importance of language
अरविंद जी
in the
प्लीज
Indian
कंटिन्यू
tradition
करें।
of thought, saying that
डॉक्टर अरविंद जी।
language gives life to life. If there was no language, there would be darkness in the whole world. Our ancient education system focused on the all-round development of the individual and on value like humanity. The Indian knowledge tradition is a symbol of unique knowledge and wisdom. The education system focused on both learning and physical development. The
डॉक्टर
ancient
अरविंद जी
Sanskrit
प्लीज
poet
आप कंटिन्यू
Gandhi
करें,
reflects
धन्यवाद
the
ज्ञापन के लिए।
importance of language in the Indian tradition of
आप चाहें
thought,
तो मेरे
saying
रूम
that
से ज्वाइन कर
language
सकते हैं।
gives life to life.
सर ये प्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं पेपर अभी।
Language is the basis of human thought process. Thoughts are impossible without
अभी
language.
एक पेपर प्रेजेंट हो
Therefore,
रहा
the
है।
great philosopher to understand
आपको आवाज नहीं आ
the
रही है सर?
self-knowledge of India,
Okay.
the only key is to
Oh, sorry.
search for Indian knowledge since the
Sorry.
introduction of NEP 2020 in Indian education system has been the main topic of discussion for the past of 2 centuries. Human beings need a good understanding of language to think properly. Therefore, language education has been considered an integral part of the education system. In the context of Indian knowledge system based education, Indian language play a few important role. The Indian knowledge system can be understood with the basic categories of knowledge. Such basic, the idea into English would give rise to which could even be discussion. Without the Indian language education with weaken Indian knowledge system education. Bharat, Sanskriti and Sanskrit. These three words are not just words, but are expression of every Indian for the promotion of Indian culture, knowledge of Indian knowledge, tradition is absolutely essential. Therefore, in the national policy on education NEP 2020, also our ancient education system focused on the all-round development of the individual
सर
and
कंक्लूड कर दें।
of the value life.
सिंह साहब कंक्लूड करें प्लीज, सिंह साहब प्लीज कंक्लूड करें।
Okay, sir. India is a multilingual country, and to do justice to this multilingualism seems to be an appropriate proposition of this national policy. The centrality of language in the policy can also be understood from the fact that the word language appears 206 times in this 66 page format, 126 as the plural and 80 as singular. The preponderance of the plural forms here establishes that the plurality centered on all language rather than referring to any one language and culture. The self-acceptance in education policy that language have not been given the attention over the years seems to be an important starting point. From now onwards, nothing like this will happen. The policy will achieve its intended goals. The country will be free from English domination and all language, and the knowledge content the will flourish equality. This will be the test of this education policy. Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू सो मच। मीरा जी अपनी बात कहिए 2 मिनट में। मीरा जी 2 मिनट में कहिए अपनी बात। दो मिनट में कहिए, आप को होस्ट हैं, आप अनम्यूट करिए अपने आप को, 2 मिनट में अपनी बात कहिए।
Okay, good evening, sir. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Sir, there was a technical problem. My
Okay,
topic,
continue your paper, please.
yes, sir. Outcome-based education system versus traditional education system. So the abstract is educational objectives are sole for any educational program, and it is the prime pillar for sustainable socio-economic development. The holistic educational objectives need to change according to the social change. To achieve the holistic educational objectives, the educational opportunities were decentralized. As a result, worldwide, the rate of literate and the percentage of educated people are increased. Especially in India, was successfully achieved elementary, secondary, and higher education too. Further, the new education policy 2020 insisted to increase the enrollment ratio in higher education from 26.3% to 50% by 2035. Along with the objectives of increasing the quantitative students enrollment percentage in higher education, it is need of hour to insist on outcome-based education, that is OBE, for holistic development. Keeping these as a background, the researcher intended to describe the OBE as a node of the need of the hour. So basically, what is the need of outcome-based education? Introduction, outcome-based education is also known as standard-based or accountability in education. The educational theory was initiated during the late 19th century and resonated in 21st century, which is based to each part of an educational system. On the other hand, outcome-based education is a student-centric teaching and learning methodology in which the course delivery assessment is planned to achieve specified objectives and outcomes. Outcome-based education is inciting the accountability in teaching and learning.
Thank you, Meera ji. Bilkul. You are saying
you so
right
much.
thing. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much,
Thank
sir,
you.
for giving this opportunity.
Thank you so much. हमारे लास्ट प्रेजेंटर हैं सुचि मित्तल जी। आप लोगों के धैर्य को धन्यवाद और उन्हें 2 मिनट और सुनिए, फिर मैं सीधे औपचारिक धन्यवाद के लिए आमंत्रित करूंगा अरविंद जी को। प्लीज मैम, प्लीज।
Respected colleagues, my topic is National Education Policy 2020, Issues and Challenges in Implementation of the Policy at School Level. A strong educational backup is must to boost the economical, technological, social, and industrial development. Day by day, every country is moving ahead in all areas for the development of their country. Keeping this fact and being the fastest and growing economy of the world, Government of India launched the National Educational Policy 2020. It will transform the whole educational foundation of the India. This policy will be implemented at two levels, that is at school level and another at higher education level. At higher education level, students are mature to continue their study. But at the school level, students, educators, trainers, teachers, as well as parents have to also change themselves. So at school level, it will be more challenging to implement the policy. In this study, brief introduction has been given on main issues of National Education Policy 2020 and its challenges and implementation at school level. Objectives of the study: to describe the basic issues of NEP 2020 at school level, to explain the important challenges which the government has to face in implementing the NEP 2020. Challenges in implementation of the policy at school level: poverty, awareness and ignorance of policy, studies in local language, recruitment of teachers, restructuring of existing education policy, rethinking assessment, bottom-up approach, and funding the policy. My conclusion is NEP 2020 is like blossoms for India, in which the world's largest workforce coming in upcoming years. We have to change our mindset and to unite the whole population for the achievement of the desired goals within the stipulated time. If we will be able to overcome all the challenges and successfully implement the NEP 2020 at school level, then we will easily achieve the stated goals at higher education. NEP 2020 is aspirational. If it will be implemented successfully in an inclusive and foster manner, then it will bring the world's largest educated workforce. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, अरविंद कुमार यादव जी, आपका स्वागत है औपचारिक धन्यवाद ज्ञापन हेतु। प्लीज कंटिन्यू करें।
धन्यवाद सर। धन्यवाद ज्ञापन की श्रृंखला में सबसे पहले मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगा हमारे मुख्य अतिथि जी का, जो कि हमारे सेमिनार में आए और हमें अपना अमूल्य समय दिया। हमारे मुख्य अतिथि हमारे वाइस चांसलर प्रोफेसर एच.एस. सिंह सर जी थे। इसके बाद हमारे कीनोट स्पीकर प्रोफेसर हरे कृष्णा सर थे, जिन्होंने हमें एनईपी के बारे में बहुत अमूल्य जानकारी दी। इसके पश्चात प्रथम सत्र में हमारे तीसरे गेस्ट थे डॉक्टर भरत भूषण जी। सर ने भी समय निकाला, इग्नू के बारे में भी बताया, कितने सारे कोर्सेज चलते हैं और कैसे इग्नू पहले एनईपी लेके आया था, उसके बारे में भी जानकारी दी। अंतिम सत्र में हमारे साथ रही डॉक्टर रुचि त्रिपाठी मैम, जो कि नैक में असिस्टेंट एडवाइजर के पद पर आसीन है। मैम, आपका भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आपने भी हमें नैक, एबीसी, नेट, इन सब के बारे में विस्तार से समझाया। इसके बाद मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगा अपने डायरेक्टर सर का, डॉक्टर अमित भारद्वाज जी, जो कि प्रत्यक्ष रूप से उपस्थित नहीं थे, परंतु अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से हमारे साथ वो भी जुड़े रहे। इसके बाद धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूं अपनी प्राचार्य मैम को, क्योंकि प्राचार्य मैम ने इस सिल्वर जुबली को यादगार बनाने के लिए एक शानदार परिकल्पना रखी थी और पूरे मनोयोग के साथ हम लोगों का मार्गदर्शन किया, जिसकी वजह से हम इस सेमिनार को अच्छे तरीके से पूरा करने के नजदीक। इसके पश्चात मैं धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करना चाहूंगा सेमिनार के कन्वीनर प्रोफेसर डीसी शर्मा सर का, प्रोफेसर दीप्ति वाजपेयी मैम का, जो कि पिछले 2-3 महीनों से इस कार्यक्रम को सजीव रूप देने में लगे रहे। इसके बाद मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ अपने बड़े भाई डॉक्टर किशोर कुमार जी का, जिन्होंने पोलैंड से यहाँ आकर हमारे सेमिनार की गरिमा बढ़ाई। धन्यवाद सर। और सबसे जो इम्पोर्टेंट लोग होते हैं, जो होते हैं हमारे प्रेजेंटर्स, लास्ट तक लगे रहे। शुरू में भी देखिए ऑफलाइन प्रेजेंट भी बहुत लोगों ने किया, ऑनलाइन प्रेजेंट भी किया। ऑफलाइन में हमें कुछ टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम्स की वजह से कुछ लोग हमारी आवाज नहीं सुन पा रहे थे, लेकिन उन लोगों जिन लोगों ने पेपर प्रेजेंट किए उन सभी का तहे दिल से शुक्रिया। और लास्ट में हमारा पूरा महाविद्यालय परिवार, जो कि एक यूनिट की तरह कार्य करता है, और हम लोग किसी भी कार्य को इतने आराम से कंप्लीट कर पाते हैं क्योंकि हम लोगों की स्पिरिट ये पॉजिटिव है। तो पूरे महाविद्यालय परिवार का तहे दिल से धन्यवाद। ओके सर, थैंक यू। थैंक यू
अरविंद जी, आपका भी बहुत बहुत आभार। हमारी आयोजन टीम को पूरा आभार, सभी को बहुत बहुत नमन और आभार। अब हम राष्ट्रगान के लिए सभी से प्रार्थना है, सभी लोग अपने अपने स्थान पर खड़े हो जाएंगे और राष्ट्रगान के लिए प्रार्थना है सभी से। मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंग, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंग, तब नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा, जय भारत माता की जय हिंद। सभी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू। आदरणीय संरक्षिका महोदय प्रोफेसर दिव्यानाथ जी की अनुमति हो तो हम इस कार्यक्रम को समापन के लिए उनसे अनुरोध करते हैं। सभी को आभार, धन्यवाद
सर। बहुत बहुत बधाइयां सफल आयोजन के लिए।
धन्यवाद भाई साहब, धन्यवाद बहुत बहुत।
नमस्कार।
डॉक्टर दिनेश जी जुड़े हो तो लाइव रोक दीजिएगा। दिनेश जी, दिनेश जी यूट्यूब लाइव को स्टॉप कर दीजिएगा। दिनेश जी।